This is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just wanted to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes Podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. There is something I want to ask you. There is something that I want to know. And to this question, you have the answer. So tell me what I want to know. Do you want a funk? Do you want a funk? Won't you tell me now? Won't you tell me now? If you want a funk, let me show you how. Do you want a funk with me? Do you want a funk with me? Hello, welcome to the Mocha Minutes Podcast. This is Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me. I feel like I'm singing Magneto's theme song because I don't think anybody wants to funk with him, but he would say fuck.
My wife hadn't watched the show yet, and I'm going back and watching it, and I'm like, Magneto is such an old queen, and she's like, yeah, he is.
He's like, who the fuck y'all think y'all are? Who the fuck do you think I is? That's how I feel like he is. It's like, I'm not messing with nobody who got a number tattooed on them. Okay, this is people who you don't mess with. Black people from the South, black people in general, white people, or any person that got a tattoo from Germany. They got a tattoo on their arm. Please leave them the hell alone.
Thankfully,
you might want to back the hell off.
Thankfully, I'm not taking orders. I'm giving them.
Hello. It's like, don't mess with nobody who's indigenous who could tell you about their actual tribe and you've never heard that tribe name before. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I know you only know Cherokee, bitch. Let me tell you exactly where I'm from. It's like, yeah. I'm like, it's a lot of people I'm putting this. It's like, you don't want to funk with them. Magneto is on that list of people who got like a number tattooed on him.
Yeah, he's on that, like, you don't want to. He's on that fuck around and find out list.
Please, because y'all will always find out. So that voice that y'all hear is old man Wade. Damn it, Wade. And I asked Wade to come here because we talking about X-Men 97.
We have been talking. You hit me up, I think, before even the season started. He's like, we got to do an episode.
Right. I saw the trailer. I'm like, we're doing this, right? You're like, yes, absolutely. We're doing it. I was like, lately I've seen a lot of things that have been greenlit. And I'm like, who greenlit this? This was not one of those things. I was like, I'm fine with this. Because when they said, I'm like, 97. I'm like, why y'all going back? I'm like, what's happening right now? What are we doing? Yeah, so this is Sidebar Wade. I watched the new Children of the Corn, the new Hellraiser, the new Child's Play. Two of those movies I said, girl, what the fuck is this? I watched the new Children of the Corn. I'm like, time out. I'm sorry. Are y'all huffing paint? What? How does this girl go from really creepy to I'm going to make y'all walk the plank and break some bones to I'm going to slice up all the adults? I'm sorry. What the hell am I watching right now? I was like, who greenlit this? Who greenlit this? And then I watched the Child's Play and I'm like, let me get this straight. A disgruntled employee did not put the anti-killing chip in a doll, and so the doll killed people. Like really was the original source material of a serial killer putting his whole soul into a body of adult, was that not an option at the brainstorming meeting? Because I was very like, I'm sorry, this makes no sense.
It
Why
must have
that?
been because they did there's a whole ass show on Peacock.
See, that's the thing. Like the Peacock with, it's like the Chucky show that was on. I was like, why? Who said anything about a sci-fi show with Chucky? And I'm like, so we're killing Andy in the first season, girl. What the hell is? Seriously, what strain are y'all smoking? Because it's not a good strain. But I feel like y'all are literally smoking weeds from your backyard and not actual weed. I was like, what is this? The Hellraiser one, I didn't necessarily dislike it all that much. It actually was kind of intriguing. Like literally, it was like very like non-discriminatory. You put any of your blood on this, we are taking your soul to hell. Like, okay, so I guess that is a little bit fine. And also, I think it's like there's also, I believe it's either a graphic novel or a comic book, and Pinhead actually is a woman. I was like, oh, well,
I didn't know this.
I was like, oh, okay, so this one is fine. But yeah, the other two is like, girl, what the hell is this? What is this? What is this?
I watched that Child's Play movie because like I like Tyree Henry. Love Tyree.
That's the only reason why I watched him. I'm like, oh, it's him.
I love me some I'm blanking on her name. She was in White Lotus, she was in Parks and Recs.
I know who you're talking about.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
And I love me some Aubrey Plaza. That movie, I watched that entire movie at home by myself and I said, this is not good.
I was like literally by like the credits ran. I'm like, who the hell said this was an idea?
Yo, and then
who said this?
And then to make it worse, you add Mark Hamill doing Mark Hamill things and being amazing at voice acting, and you still manage to F this up.
It's like the thing about it, I'm pretty sure the guy who like was the voice of Chucky, I believe he is still with us.
He's not only with us, he's doing the Chucky show.
That's why I'm like, what? I was like, I don't understand this. Like, it's not like It, where the movie, which by the way is closer to the actual book, because I read that book and that book scared the bejesus out of me. And I tell a lot of people, I'm like, yeah, they took a lot out. They're like, I'm like, it's a big book, but they took a lot out. But I'm kind of glad they took out like the train that they ran on the girl. They were like, excuse me? I'm like, yes, if you open the book and read it, I can't tell you what chapter it's in. But yeah, all them boys ran a whole train on her, on Beverly, to link them together. Trigger warning.
They
were like, wait. Someone's like, that did not happen. Yeah, they didn't put it in the movie. Hey, hi, thank you. They didn't put it. They definitely were not putting it in the, because it wasn't like a movie on television. It was like a little mini series.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Bev got a whole train ran on her by like kids who literally just got hair down there. So it was like, this is like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, yeah, if you don't know that Stephen King was literally high for a good amount of his writing career, please read some of these books. Oh yeah, Children in the Corn is a short story. The story is better. The sci-fi movie Children of the Corn actually matches the story better because, hey, hi, the couple don't make it out of Gatlin. Sorry.
It was funny. I've never actually seen any of those movies.
So the thing about the original theatrical one, it had Linda Hamilton in it, and I don't know, like the guy who played her husband. I'm like, girl, I don't know. In the original Children of the Corn movie, Malachi scared the bejesus out of me. And I'm like, now see, everybody always say that redheads don't have no soul. Now, why y'all make Malachi a redhead? See. They always say redheads don't have no soul. I'm like, I don't know where that came from. But it's like, yeah, Malachi's a whole redhead like white boy who literally be like, he slices people up and asks questions later. Basically, he's from Baltimore.
You said it. You can say that. I'm not saying
I can say it. I'm like, let me tell you something. There's parts of Baltimore, and sometimes that's me. I will like literally, I'm sorry. I've never assaulted anybody, but I know quite a few people. They'll like literally punch you or slice you and then ask you a question. So I sliced you because you lost your damn mind. They're like, but you should have asked me that first. Nope. What if
It's
you
like
asked my
that
question?
scene. It's like that scene from Archer where Cyril's about to do something. Archer pointed his gun at him and goes, "Hey, I will end you."
When that I'm trying to think, was it the placebo effect? Is that the episode where he finds out that he's drinking Zima and not
Yes.
taking cancer drugs? When I tell you that episode is one of my favorite Archer episodes ever, and every time I've seen it, how many times I crack up, crying, laughing every time.
I
It's
text
like,
my out of nowhere. I text my best friend. I go, "Hey, did you watch Regis today?" He goes, "No, why?" He said, "No, why?" I went, "Oh my god!" And so I just sent him the gift of Archer shooting him. He called me just laughing.
I'm
I was
like,
like, "We're
dude,
doing this, cool."
they're like, I'm like, y'all don't understand. That's one of the best Archer episodes ever.
It really is.
It was like, oh my god. Yes, but yeah, as y'all can see, we could talk about stuff forever. So we're here for X-Men 97, the show that I didn't ask for. Now, mind you, we listed all the other things that we did not ask for. It's like, no one asked for this. Like, hey, hi, who the fuck asked? I'm sorry, one more thing. Who the fuck asked for a Garfield movie? Y'all don't even show these fucking cartoons in rotation. And like, I'm sorry, are we streaming Garfield cartoon somewhere? And on top of that, it's Chris Pratt. Girl,
Look,
y'all are so unserious right now. Chris Pratt.
I am a Let me tell you, I am a Garfield fan. Like I follow Garfield on Instagram. Like I read the comic strips. I love me some Garfield. I have always loved. Like I'm Garfield and Friends cartoon. Like that was my shit. Like
correct.
I'm not watching any Garfield movie. Period. Like nah.
I was like, who asked for this?
This has to be one of those things where like if they don't use it, the copyright goes somewhere else.
Maybe that's what it is. It's like, look, this thing expires by third quarter of 2024. We got to do something. No, we don't. And it's Chris Pratt of all people.
Like, what has he done besides Guardians of the Galaxy that you're like, you know what?
Other than like finagle a guest role into a full-time cast role on Parks and Rec. And I actually like the dinosaur movies, so
dinosaur movies?
Jurassic Park. It's so funny.
Oh, I forgot he was in those.
I'm so black. I'm like, I like the dinosaur movies. I'm such an old black lady.
Those are also not like, you can't call those serious movies. Those are.
You really can't. I love how people are like, let's talk about the plot of Jurassic Park. It's fucking dinosaurs. Like, shut the hell up. Let's talk about the plot about Transport. It's fucking big robots turning into cars and planes and shit. Like, girl.
Yeah, I'm not looking for Othello when I'm going to go.
Ma'am, I'm like, y'all want whole theater and monologues from Optimus Prime? Get out of my face.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'll take a monologue from Optimus Prime because it's Optimus Prime.
Hello?
But like, I'm not looking for Starscream to like wow me with his beaumonts.
I'm like, come on. It's like, all hail Megatron. Like, that's it. These are fucking big ass robots. Okay? We don't care. We don't care, girl. It's like, can y'all just watch the damn... It's dinosaurs and they eating people. And you watch 7... Because I think it's supposed to be another Jurassic Park movie coming. So we're going to have like what, 7 movies at this point? About humans being very stupid about dinosaurs and dinosaurs going dinosaur. Like, I am very confused about this. Like,
I wrote an article about the dumbest things that happened in the Jurassic Park movies.
Oh no. Okay, you're gonna leave my pretty girl, my pretty black lady with the pretty light eyes, and she's sexy as hell, and she a pilot. She the best part of that whole movie. I said it.
She had no business in that movie.
I'm like, she ain't had no business, and I'm not even gonna hold you. Ian Malcolm ain't need to be in that damn movie either. It's like, I'm sorry, why are we bringing these people back?
Y'all get Wong from SVU and putting him.
Honey, the fact that he's been in every goddamn movie, I believe he's been in every single one. I'm like, this man has been held up impeccably well. And as much as like, see, when we say dumb human people doing, we mean dumb white people, because that Asian man is like, let me tell you something. I'm out. I will break an arm. I will run. I will have vials. I'll pick up a piece of vine. But what I will not do is die in any of y'all fucking movies. I know that dinosaurs have teeth. I'm like, oh no. It's like, I swear, what? He be every. I'm like, how the hell did he? Excuse me. I wanted them to bring back the big game hunter who wanted to hunt the buck Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm like, why y'all ain't bring his ass back? He was like, girl, I got this. Y'all are dumb. I'm out. I'm like, see, that's the person I need y'all to bring back. So
Yeah, he was like, all right, I caught my
he's like,
T-Rex.
he's like, my buddy died. This ain't worth it. I gotta go. I'm like, why y'all ain't just follow all? Why y'all didn't just follow this man out?
It's
He's
like,
going to the. He's going down the smart trail. Y'all like, I'ma bring this Tyrannosaurus Rex to the city with people. But John Hammond's the dumbass for wanting to do a whole island away from.
oh, what was it? The Bumblebee movie when John Cena goes, "You're trusting a guy. Their name's literally Decepticon."
And I have to say, it's like when I think about everybody talk about the Transformer movies, I'm like, y'all, the Bumblebee one is probably the best written one if we're actually doing this.
Yeah, we're absolutely. 100%.
If you're really talking about like, oh, what's the best? I'm like, well, Bumblebee is the best written one. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you because I actually like that movie, and that I think it has the best soundtrack. Yeah, we're not talking about the Transformer movies with Marky Mark because girls, shut up. So X-Men 97 is a new series that no one asked for. It's 10 episodes, and it literally, apparently some of the themes in this series they dug in the crates for, and I'm like, oh okay. So it's 10 episodes. It's on Disney Plus. Hopefully this is just a precursor of Marvel being folded back into, X-Men being folded into the MCU, because it has not been part of MCU all this time. It's been Fox and everybody's, those movies have been OMG. But hopefully this is the precursor of, yeah, if you let Marvel people do this, then it probably is well. So what is your grade of X-Men 97?
I made this joke and I'm still going to stay with it. I give X-Men 97 a 9.7. I'm pretty sure there's something in that. I'm pretty sure there's something I could nitpick about, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
But honestly, I don't really think that there was anything bad about the movie. And the one complaint I did have, it's a bias thing. I wanted more Wolverine, but that's because Wolverine's my favorite character. But honestly, the X-Men are more than just one person. And he didn't need to be the star because everyone knows who he is. They focused on people who needed to be highlighted. So I have no complaints about this show like at all. I give it a 9.7. I would give it a 10, but I'm pretty sure there's something I could figure out that would be bad. That would be bad about it. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I was very impressed because they dropped it with 2 episodes, I think, when it premiered. I was very impressed. Because Wolverine is your favorite character. My 2 favorite characters is actually Rogue. I'm sorry, not Rogue. I'm black. Storm. And actually Gambit. I don't know why I've always liked the Cajun. I have. Like, Gambit is like, those are the 2 that's up there for me.
Because he's smooth and pretty.
He is. And yeah, hey, hi, dear white people. Let me just say this. Apparently there was like a uptick on TikTok saying there are white Gullah Geechee people. No, they're not. And they're like, because I mean, there are white Creole people. Time out, baby. White people that, no, they're called Cajun. If you're Cajun, you're white. If you're Creole, you're black. Shut up. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Y'all need to stop talking. Anyway, so that is my person. My 2 people. So I'm kind of glad in this series we got a little bit more of Storm. So this is my nitpicky thing. I'm like, now why Storm had to be the one to go on a journey and lose her powers? Jubilee right there.
So because you probably saw it happened in the comic books. She lost her powers.
So okay. So that is that like something that was big, or did they really dig in the crates for that too?
No, it's a if you're a comic book fan, it's a commonly known thing when she lost her powers. The one thing I'm shocked that they didn't do, because in the comic books, she led the X-Men without her powers. She went back.
Oh.
So she went back, challenged Cyclops, beat him
Mhm.
without her powers, and was in charge, was leader of the X Men for a while. She eventually gets her powers back. I
Mhm.
forget how it happens. I feel like it had something to do with Asgard, but neither here nor there.
Okay. See, I keep forgetting they're all connected.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that like connected to the comic books. Like it's that for I think for a lot of people like me
Mhm.
who like love the comic books and love all the other stuff, we appreciated just like little nods and little hints to things that happen
Mhm.
without them having to go like completely overboard with it. Because one of the things that I think the super nerds forget is like, yes, a lot of these projects are near and dear to our hearts. The problem is we're a small minority of the people who buy the tickets and stream the shows or
Mhm.
stream the movies. So you have to appeal to everybody. And X-Men 97 is a perfect example of how you can tell new stories with
Mhm.
hints of the source material.
Yeah, because I think, yeah, because to your point, it's like, oh, I'm like, wait, because I think the one that and probably is because I wasn't really like googling stuff after the episode. The only one I really googled, and we are gonna skip around, y'all, is the whole thing about Magneto doing something that I'm like, wait, he just doing this, which is literally ripping the adamantium out of Wolverine, and
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, that's nuts. They're like, y'all, that was in the comic book. I'm like, wait, time out, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, y'all, they're like, oh, yeah, they definitely dug in the crates for this. I'm like, yeah, but that is kind of cool. But you're also like, yeah, yeah, because one, this is what happens when y'all let Magneto really off the leash. It's like, this man controls metal. Why are people surprised that he just doing this?
And if we're gonna take it a step further, like it's beyond that. Like the man like literally just threw a EMP across the planet with like
Correct.
little to no effort.
Little to none. I think the other thing that I was like, I have no idea who this person is Bastion. I'm like, why
Oh,
do I feel
Bash
like
is a whole asshole.
it was like I've never even heard of this person. I'm like, see, y'all are digging in the crates, but it's only digging in the crates to somebody like me. If somebody is a comic book reader, they're like, y'all don't know about him? It's like, no, we don't. We don't. We've never heard of him. We don't know her. We don't know. I think
Like
the other thing that I found interesting for this was the voice of Storm, because this is my person. So the original voice, if you listen to the voices for X-Men and then X-Men 97, some of them are coming back, some of them are different. Mind you, the first person who does the voice of Rogue, she sounds different than X-Men 97, but she's the same person. I'm like, that's
I
weird.
didn't know that.
And it was like, so the voice of Rogue is Lenore Zahn. So she was the voice. It's like, you hear it, but it's like, I don't know, it's the same person. But it's like an X-Men 97, it sounded a little bit different. I thought it was a different person. I'm like, oh, that's the same person. It's like, oh. So for Storm, in the first season, Iona Morris, sister of Phil Morris, another person, there's voices. She was the voice of Storm season 1. She's American. They didn't want to pay her, so they found a Canadian actress, Allison Seeley Smith.
Huh.
I was like, well, what the fuck? It's like, wait, that's why y'all changed? Y'all didn't want to pay her? Oh, okay. All
Which
right.
is which is funny because Angela Bassett was actually up for the role of Storm. She
Mm.
she didn't get the role because her agent wanted more money.
Oh, good lord.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We could add a whole ass X-Men franchise with Angela Bassett as Storm.
With the see, and the thing about it, what I'm about to say has nothing to really do about Halle Berry, because let me just be very clear. Halle Berry's never hid that she got a white mama. But she's like, I'm a whole black woman, leave me the fuck alone. She says a lot. She's also an August Leo, so that's probably why I love her so much. But yeah, they were like, oh, we gotta have Halle Berry as Storm. I and then her accent kept changing in different movies, and I like Halle, y'all. I love Halle Berry.
Same.
Who the fuck wrote this movie? I'm like, see, this is why we'll never get a Storm origin movie, because y'all can't decide.
Oh, that's coming. I will.
It's like, I want this movie, but I need Michaela Coel. I need somebody who looks like either they are from Africa and then immigrated to New York to be the person or not. It's like either y'all going to do this or you're going not. Pick one. Pick it. I don't know. Um, I guess so. My question is going to be about Morph because I believe they made Morph non-binary in the
Yep.
season.
Yes.
So I was not paying attention to this, so I wasn't looking. But did you see people going like, "Now why he got to be non-binary?" As if it matters.
It first off, it was befuddling because one, I don't really care what you do to a character as long as it makes sense for the character.
Mm-hmm.
Morph being non-binary made sense to me. In one of the
Mm.
in one of the comic books, he's in the regular Marvel Comics continuity. He doesn't look like that, but in one of the other, in a couple of alternate universes, he does. They do look like that. Morph was
Okay.
just Morph was born just a blob.
Okay.
So I don't know if they had a sex when they were born,
Mm-hmm.
but it would make sense that someone who was born literally malleable
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't necessarily want to conform to any one gender, especially considering when you can be either gender. When you and
Mm.
it's like it's like when someone immerses themselves in a culture and you start to be able to understand said culture. Now there's a thin line between appropriation and appreciation,
Mm-hmm.
but in Morph's situation, they can literally do both. And so if you can have the best of both worlds and you're comfortable in your skin, why wouldn't you? And I think that was another thing that I loved about Morph's character. And Morph was my favorite character on the show, hands down.
Mm.
One of the things I loved about Morph was watching them get over that trauma from Sinister and how every so often they'd still kind of go back to that. Like when Wolverine was hugging them, it was like, and they morphed back into their old face with the bags under their eyes and all stuff. And it seemed
Mm-hmm.
almost like he just did it. Like they did it. They didn't mean to. It was just there it is.
Mm.
Um and it was super cool because it it made sense. They got a non-binary person to voice Morph. You're doing all the right things, you're taking the right steps. It also helped that the person who wrote who or one of the head writers, if not the head writer, Bo DeMaio, is a gay man.
Mm.
So he understands that there's a lot of representation that needs to be done here. And the way it was done with Morph, I thought was done not just well, it was done um carefully. You know what I mean? Like handling
Yeah.
Morph. And for example, the second to last episode with Rose going on her rant about how angry she was,
Mm-hmm.
when Rogue got to Morph, Rogue used Morph's proper pronouns. And I
Yeah.
almost didn't catch it until I went, "Oh wait, Rogue said them," and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. That's super dope." You know what I mean? So Morph was such a complex character. It made me very happy.
Mm-hmm.
And do not get me started. Like I cried at the end of this finale when Logan was trying to heal up and
Mm.
Morph said, "Jean can't say it, but I will." And they switched to
Mm.
Jean Grey, and Morph as Jean Grey goes, "I love you," and it hit me in the heart because the entire and anybody who's like I've done a few podcasts and live streams about X-Men 97, and I kept
Mm-hmm.
saying I'm all for Wolverine and Morph getting down because there
Mm.
was obviously
Kind of what
I
makes
don't know if
sense.
Wolverine felt the same way about Morph, but if it did, it's not going to change who Wolverine is. He's still the best there is at what he does. If he happens to be gay or bisexual, it's not going to change his character at all. I will say that someone made a good point about Morph and Wolverine not really working because it kind of takes away from Morph, and I can't remember exactly how they said it, but it was a good point.
Mm.
Um, but I love that Logan never treated Morph any differently. They still remained as close as they were, and Wolverine can smell when somebody is like attracted to them. They give off a pheromone.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew Morph was into him, but it never changed him. Like
Mm.
he was still just as close to them. It was their bond was beautiful. And I remember when Logan was in a tree trying to sulk, Morph came up with a couple of beers and some chips. Logan to act like he didn't care. Morph threw a bag of chips at him.
Mm.
Wolverine looks back down at him, and he's and Morph Sabretooth. And then they start playing and fighting. I'm like, that's what's up. I loved it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I no, that's the thing. I like this background because I think just because based on what you just said, given the context, I'm like, yeah, the way Morph looks in X-Men '97 makes more sense than the way he looked in the original
Yes.
show. I'm like, okay, so yeah, no, that kind of makes sense. It really does because I'm like, nope, I kind of like this. And when I tell you, don't threaten me with a good time with like an OnlyFans of Wolverine and Morph. I'm like, are you kidding me? This would be great.
only only Morphs.
Only Morph. I'm sorry, that's the show title. Only Morph. That is the show title. Only Morphs. Um. So you talked about crying at the finale. I sat on my bed and turned off my television at the end of Remember It. I said,
Oh
okay,
man.
I gotta
Um
go. I gotta go. I was like, I'm not for this. I don't like this. I am like, what in the blue blazes is happening right now? I was
like yo,
like,
don't do this to me right now. What
I
are you
know.
doing?
I was like, I gotta. I'm like, I'm sorry. I need sleep support. Is there a hotline for us to look? I'm like, I'm sorry. I need emotional support right now because I was not prepared for this. I also am not prepared about the cable Cyclops connection. I'm like, wait, time out. That's his
Mm-hmm.
son. Where
Yep.
the fuck have I been? Oh, I'm sorry. Not reading the comic. That's where the fuck I've been. I was like, that's their son. It's like, huh. But then it's like you're adding like the clone of Jean, and I'm like, girl, this is a lot for my brain to take in. And then Mr. Sinister, and so in the original X-Men show, they did like an origin arc of how Mr. Sinister became Mr. Sinister. And I'm like, huh, that makes sense. But I kind of like, I don't know, with like this show, some of the like villains that you know you're probably going to see, they were just kind of like thrown in there. It's like, yeah, look over there. Bastion really is the issue here. I'm like, yeah, because who the fuck is he? I've never even heard this name. I'm like, who is this? I was like, who the hell is this person? I'm like, and why is he terrible? And what is he? Is it like he's immune or a machine? I'm like, girl, what in the Terminator? What is this? Who's he? But it was kind of like, why y'all fucking with Magneto? And like,
Leave that
be
boy alone.
it was like, be nice to us. Excuse me, y'all have this man has survived the Holocaust, and y'all doing Holocaust ass shit, and you expect this survivor to go, oh fuck you. You were like, no, excuse me. Can y'all just be nice? I mean, Magneto, I know you're like a lot of your friends died on that island because they were lured there so we could kill them. I know that you're a survivor of a horrible tragedy, traumatic event like extinction, a genocide. We can say genocide on here. What's happening in Gaza is a genocide.
Yeah.
Sudan, genocide. We are not doing this with y'all. It's genocide. Shut the hell up. Um,
You know what I'm tired
but
of?
be nice.
You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of people saying, because people ask me like, how do you feel about it? I said I'm against innocent people being killed,
That's it.
and they're like, like, oh, but it's more than that. I'm like, for me, it's not. For
It's
me,
like,
it really is just about innocent people dying. I don't like war in general. I think war in general is stupid. I remember reading a Punisher comic book, and Punisher, I'm not sure if it was Punisher or Nick Fury who
mm-hmm.
goes, when is it ever the person who actually deserves it that actually gets hurt?
Hmm.
Like they're like you're bombing innocent people. Like what fucking point do you make?
It's like, what are y'all saying? It's like, um, when Mark Lamont Hill lost his job because he was talking about Palestine years ago, y'all thought he was crazy. He ain't all that crazy. This is if this is something has been going on like 7.5 decades. Please understand that's 75 years. October just brought everything to the forefront for us.
Yeah.
But people are like, you, oh, y'all didn't know this. I'm like, yeah, no, because education really is power, which is why a lot of people don't know this. This is why children in Oklahoma, black children, were never taught about Tulsa.
One
They're
of the
like,
reasons
I'm from Oklahoma and I've never heard of that. I'm like, y'all didn't learn that in school? And they're like, no, we didn't.
there was, but again, like you said, education is power. So I mean, knowledge is power. So if you take away the power, it keeps everyone dumb. My dumbass, I was talking to my aunt about this. I just watched Chernobyl a few weeks ago,
Mm,
and this whole time I thought this was like 60s or 70s, and I was like, this was the fucking mid 80s, and my aunt was like, yeah.
yeah. They're like, how do you not know this?
And it was like, again, Boston public schools, our books were awful, like, you know what I mean, we didn't know about
Yeah.
this stuff. And I've talked to a few people who went to public schools who, and like it was kind of half and half depending on where you um where you got your education. But a lot of people, some of them were like, yeah, that happened in blah blah blah. Some people were like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, I thought that was like 70s too as well. And I'm like, it's fucking wild the stuff they don't teach you, and they won't keep, and like they don't want you to know.
They don't
I
want you
was
to
lucky enough,
know. Yeah, go ahead.
like I was just saying, I was lucky enough to have parents who were really big on black culture. So
Mm-hmm.
um I knew what Muhammad Ali stood for, the
Mm-hmm.
good, the good that he did for black folk. We're not gonna get into the domestic violence stuff because that's a whole nasty fucking conversation.
Okay.
Um I knew who Malcolm X was. I knew who Martin Luther King was. My parents also told
Mm-hmm.
me the good and the bad with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um like you know what I mean, when Columbus Day came around, and it was like, this is not a man you're supposed to celebrate.
It's not. It's like, yeah, they're like, oh, he discovered. You can't discover an inhabited place.
Yeah.
You did not discover anything. And the other thing is like y'all don't want to talk about the fact that like y'all wanted the land so bad you either killed off indigenous people or starved or killed buffalo to starve them out. Indigenous people are on reservations for a very big reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the reason that y'all think. But it's like it's easy to not educate people because they didn't know. So I think I told Zell this. My friend Zell was like, you know what got me about they like opened my eyes about the Japanese internment camps? It was the Netflix show The Babysitters Club.
Oh shit.
One of the characters' grandmother was a survivor and she had dementia and so she was having flashbacks. So I think this was Claudia. I think that's the one. And also Netflix Babysitters Club. They really should have given it more because it's very diverse for the Babysitters Club or for Netflix in general. So the older sister, like the grandmother, was in hospital, and the older sister was like, she's like, I don't understand. She was freaking out because she's a survivor of the Japanese internment camps. And then the sister said, yeah, they locked up Japanese Americans too. I'm like, time out. People who were born in America got thrown in the internment camps.
Yep.
It's like, oh my! I'm like, I'm a whole ass adult going. I did not know that.
And it's funny to and I know we kind of like bounce off topics, but to get back to X-Men '97, one of the first times I heard about the Holocaust was reading a comic book. Was reading about Magneto.
Really?
Reading about Magneto. But this was like I was early '90s, so I wasn't even 10 yet. Like you know what I mean. So like
Mm.
I'm reading a comic book and they bring up the Holocaust. And my uncle was like, "What's the Holocaust?" And he broke down what it was, and I'm like, "Oh." You know
Mm.
what I mean? So it was the first time, like, so a lot of times you don't hear about this stuff until you're like reading something, or you bring up Black Wall Street and the terrorism, let's call it like it is, that happened during there. A
Mm.
lot of people, me included, didn't know about it until Watchmen.
Mm. Wow. Because yeah, because that's the thing about when you like just taking entertainment. Like, wait, I had no idea about this because I didn't read the comics, and this wasn't really touched on in the animated show. The first X-Men movie, I didn't realize that about Magneto. I'm like, is that?
Yeah,
Wait a minute. I'm like, oh my god, he is German. Oh my god. I was like, wait a minute, time out. I'm like, I was not prepared. I was like, oh.
or what was it he said in the third X-Men movie? He and somebody was like, "Where's your ink?" And he pulled his sleeve up, and he goes, Anita will never touch the skin again.
Saying, yes, they like, oh, where's your tats? And he's like, I'm not, no, no, no. You know, so this is very random, but you remember the movie The Monster Squad?
Monster Squad.
Mind you, I love it. I really do love that movie. And when they had the
Wolfman has
scary,
none.
there's like, when they had the guy, scary German guy, and I think they were talking about, like, I can't believe that. It's like, you're really familiar with monsters. He's like, yeah, I really do. And then he closed the door and it showed his tattoo. And I said, girl, I can't. It's like, we just sprinkle this stuff in. Or I
Yeah.
like to say to people, I'm like, y'all talk about things from, like, for black people that we have fought for, education, like just being people. I'm like, hey, hi, hello. Ruby Bridges is very much still alive. Not only that, she's only in her fucking 60s.
Yeah.
What do y'all, it's like, how long do you think this, like, Ruby Bridges is still alive? Not a very old woman. All the old pictures of Martin Luther King is in black and white, but please understand, they had color to put in photos. They just didn't, to make it seem like it was so long ago. So I like when people put out like the colored photos of Martin Luther King. Because I'm like, yeah, hey, hi. Excuse me, they were making colored movies. Like, you think they don't have good. All right.
Again,
All
keep
right.
it dumb. But anyway, back to
Like,
happiness.
but right, back to when I tell you, I'm like, mind you, I'm talking about remember it. And I'm like, that's halfway through it. I'm about to scream. I was very happy. Like the whole thing with Forge, this show gave me more insight into what Forge's actual powers were. Because it's like in the original series, I didn't know that. I'm like, I thought he was a scientist. I'm like, oh, you're a little bit more.
If he thinks about it, he can build it. The in the comic books, he talks about the only person who can do more than him is Reed Richards. And
Mm.
that's because like Reed's genius is on like just a whole nother level.
Yeah. That is very interesting. Okay, so this is the other thing that I'm like, I'm glad y'all did not tiptoe y'all toes into this water too much, is the Phoenix. I'm like, nope, we're not doing this again. We're not doing it. Every damn live action movie, y'all fucked this up. The original series did not. It made multiple arcs and it made sense. But I'm glad I'm like, yeah, we're not doing the no.
Been there, done that. We don't
No, we are not doing the Phoenix no more. And mind you, the actual just original series, y'all killed it with the Phoenix because y'all had multiple arcs, and like that's the only way that Phoenix would work. But I'm like, yes, no, we're no. We're good on this. I think the other person that they introduced, other than Bastion, like, girl, who the hell is he? And like every time I heard his name, I was like about to sing Never Ending Story, but that's Bastion. But still, I was just sitting here like, turn around. I'm like, no, Stephanie, that's a different person. Falcor is not here. But I like the introduction of Sunspot. And it was very much like, girl, what the hell do you do? What do you do? I'm like, oh, wait, that's what he does? I was like, because he was like, I was like, Lord, why I feel like y'all made it seem like his character's like he is coming out to his family. And I'm like,
it was.
It kind of is, but it was just very much like, oh, girl, we love you, but we ain't telling nobody about you. Girl, you better not light up in this room. Do not light up in this room. Do not. Okay? We're not doing this here. Excuse me. When I tell you, not the respectability politics, it is for every oppressed group, folks. Thank you for coming for our TED Talk. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, girl, you better not light up in this room. You can light up in your bedroom. You better not light. Excuse me. Do not embarrass me in front of company. I'm like, yeah.
I will say this though, it hurt my heart when she was like, "Go with the cops." I'm like,
Girl, what?
I was like, "You are way too brown to be telling your son to go."
I was like, see, girl, let me ask, where were you on January 6th? I'm gonna ask. I need to know. Where were you? I bet you were like, you be out there marching for Trump, wouldn't you? See how you are.
You and Chris Jericho's wife.
Hello. When I tell you, I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm like, I need to understand. You're like, Joe Biden is an old ass white man. We don't need him. Vote for Trump. I mean, do I need to show y'all the years of birth for these folks? How you gonna tell me don't vote for this old white man, but talk about this old white man who took out a full page ad to tell these black boys that they should be put under a jail and or murdered and buried in Central Park?
They're like, it's like, don't vote for the idiot. It's like, don't vote for Jim Carrey. He's an idiot in that movie. Vote for Jeff Daniels.
What is happening here? I'm like, yo, I get it. Joe Biden did not come in here and like be like friend like me, like this is fucking Aladdin. I get it, y'all. But if you get to a certain age, please understand. This is how I know y'all missed that Schoolhouse Rock about bills.
I'm just a bill.
I'm like, do y'all? And then it becomes like, come on, do anything as vice president. This is how I know y'all don't know what a vice president actually does.
But it might say the best. He goes, the fact that we don't know what Biden is doing is kind of a good thing, because like it means he's actually doing something.
Hello. He's not advertising. Like, let me show you what I did today. Burning down half of America is not something we need to know, Mr. Trump. Thank you. We don't need to know that you're burning something down. And the fact that, one, he even has a chance in hell to like go back on a ballot when he literally should have been put out of office. He was impeached in one of the houses of Congress. And I'm sitting here like, y'all really are dumb, aren't you? I bet you're the smartest person in your class, weren't you? Girl, that's it. Where's the real Magneto? I need him to be here. I need him to EMP this world and go, yeah, I'm going to turn it back on when y'all learn y'all fucking lesson.
We need an Only Morphs account. That'll save us. We need an Only Morphs account. That is our only hope.
You know what? You said that and it has nothing to do with Morph. But the Rogue Magneto connection, I was like, okay, so I kind of like this.
Happened in the comics.
I said, huh. It's like, so his magnetic ability would stop her from absorbing his power?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, so so they can fuck now. Oh, they hunching. Oh, good. I'm liking this. Because I'm tired of Rogue being repressed and can't touch nobody. I'm like, that's not fair. She too pretty for this. She got to put a whole body condom, and even then it's like, girl, don't. But I kind of liked it. I was not expecting that. I was like, oh.
But it's funny when you think about it. She really digs. We all love Gambit and him being who he is and all that. Mm-hmm. But you can tell Rogue really likes a guy who's just kind of like romantic, and Magneto was all about the romance.
He really was. Then in the flashbacks, I'm like, yeah, I'd fuck him too. Like, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't play your game. I'm ready to do smash or pass. I just realized that we didn't play your game. Because I'm like, oh, girl.
It's really quick. I'm really just gonna go down the line. So
I'm already excited.
So Magneto's a smash, I'm guessing.
Oh, he definitely is a smash.
Logan.
In this series, pass. It's so bad because usually he would be a smash.
Madeline Pryor.
Pass.
Really? See,
I know that's crazy to me.
I think I smashed Madeline and I pass on Jean.
And that's the thing for me is the other way around. But it's like, I mean, I should like her because I like her saucy, her hairdo. But I'm like, no, I can pass on you.
I'm lying. You liked her in all that leather.
I did. I did.
Xavier.
Pass, you self-righteous asshole. Where the fuck you been? What the fuck you mean you been alive? They think you dead, bitch. You got all this brain power and you can say, hey, hi, it looks like I'm dead, but y'all, I'm really not dead. I am with Lilandra in another galaxy. Fuck you. Pass.
Just some secrets. Like, hey, by the way, just so you know, I'm alive.
Like, hello? You don't think they would have kept the secret? Pass, bitch.
Oh, no, I don't know. Hold on, first off, let me just say, I don't know if, I feel like Morph would get drunk and accidentally say it.
But would Jean have said it?
No, Jean wouldn't have said it.
That's what I'm like, I feel like just telling one person and she was like, girl, y'all need to leave it alone.
Jean, I swear that Jean keeps all the secrets.
She really do.
Jean and Storm keep all the secrets.
They do.
What the hell is it? Emma Frost.
Pass.
Ooh, really?
Yep. She was terrible. I'm sorry. I just watched the X-Men First Class. I'm like, fuck that bitch, but not Kevin Bacon, because my God, it's Kevin Bacon. Oh God. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Beast.
Who?
Beast.
Smash.
So you going furry Beast, or you going like? I didn't even have to finish it. You like yes.
Yes. Are you kidding me? That man would like that man hangs upside down. I'm like, oh, we fucking tonight.
So I'm guessing it's a smash for Nightcrawler too.
No, he too Christian. He might like he'll be praying after he'll want to get rebaptized. I'm like, I get it, boo. I get it.
So,
It's like a
so
thing. I'm like,
I'm gonna say this.
Going to, he gonna be going like doing 3 Hail Marys, going to like confession like 3 times a week as opposed to once a week.
Let me tell you, I'm just gonna say this just so I know that I said it. In the comic books, Nightcrawler be fucking.
Really?
Oh yeah, Nightcrawler's a whole ass freak.
Wait a minute, cause why he is like a he a good Catholic girl in the movies and also the show. He was. They made him. Didn't they make him like a whole monk or a priest?
I think he was. I think he was a priest. I can't remember.
Okay, because I was like, that's like, no, I can't mess with him because I'm like, I don't want to sully him up.
Because
I would sully you.
Sis, he used his tail.
Oh wow. Okay. See, you can also hang like upside down. See. Okay. All right. Keep going.
More.
Oh, he's pet. Oh, he's definitely Smash.
Now, let me ask you a question. Morph, but he can't change. Dude, Morph, but they can't change. Excuse me.
Oh, then pass.
So you're just trying to be freaky and go, hey, can you look like this person for a second?
I am, right? I am. You can both morph your penis a little bit longer and a little bit wider. See how that works? If you can morph, you can morph.
Oh man. Lastly, Deadpool.
Oh my God. Pass.
Is it the skin or the annoyance?
The annoyance. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Sidebar. I'm so sick of Van Wilder, of Ryan being Van Wilder in literally every movie since Van Wilder.
Not me. I will watch that shit until the day is
done. And that's the thing, I love Van Wilder. I love that movie, but I'm like, if you've watched Van Wilder, please understand you've been watching Ryan Reynolds in the same movie since then. And it was like, I love Van Wilder. See, this thing with Deadpool, because of the way they brought him in X-Men Origins and then basically changed it, I was like, yeah, this is why I didn't watch it. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like this. I like the MTV Unplugged version of Take On Me. It's like, that's my fave thing. Deadpool can suck it. So that I should say smash it, but he's annoying, so I'm going to have to pass.
What was
Give me Cable instead.
You knew like half his dick is like metal, right?
Mm-hmm. Like,
You can go to the hospital and be like, no, you got no, don't have it.
I know, but that would be the best sex sent me to the ER story ever.
The whole right side of your body.
They were like, why are you here? Because I'm like, so you saw the metal penis and you said, keep going? Yep. I know. It's crazy to me too. Or, Forge can just heal me. So, somebody can heal me. It's fine. Find a mutant to heal me. I'm good.
Forge was like a big ass freak too.
I'm just saying he do. I'm like, I'm sorry. If y'all not going to let me think, y'all not going to try to convince me that her, Forge, and Storm were not fucking in that damn cabin.
Oh, they were fucking in the comic books.
It was like, and that was the other thing, like, oh, okay, I didn't realize they had a correlation. I'm like, huh. I'm like, yep, nope, I kind of like them. They're kind of cute.
What was it? The list of, like, the X-Men, like, the X-Men toss each other around like a hacky sack.
Oh, I love it. It's like, I'm kind of loving it. I really am. When you, like, we touched on Remember and how much, I need emotional support after that episode. But the mutants that they introduced onto Genosha, I'm like, they just came out of nowhere. I'm like, girl, what the hell? What in the family reunion, high school reunion is this? And
it really was a big ass family reunion.
It was like, everybody gonna die. I'm like, oh, good Lord. It was like, oh. So it's kind of like the ones that's like, oh, I guess we're not going to get them back because they all kind of like la dead. Um,
Some of them still alive. Like I was happy Multiple Man survived that because he's one of my favorites.
okay.
But he's also smart enough to keep like the main copy of him somewhere else.
Mm, yeah, which is good. I think that also what shook me is seeing Black Panther, but T'Chaka and not T'Challa. And I was like, oh shit, wait a minute.
So
We
someone
get,
pointed out that T'Challa was actually the Black Panther in the X-Men cartoon or the Spider-Man cartoon, the same universe they're in.
yeah.
Someone pointed that out. I was like, I was unaware of that.
I
So
hadn't, I'm like, because I remember Black Panther, but I'm like, oh, wait, that's two different people. But when they said T'Chaka, I'm like, wait, when is it supposed to be? I'm like, I had so many different thoughts about that. So the way that like basically the season finale where everybody's like in different parts of time and oh by the way, we're going to be getting Apocalypse, it seems season 2.
in Sabanur.
I said, when I saw the name I'm like, I know who that is.
Did you watch the post credit scene?
I did. I was like, oh.
Yep, Gambit's gonna be death.
I said, oh, we're getting my Cajun's coming back. Remember it. See? Sorry.
Yeah, he put his whole like fucking foot into that like thing. Like it is funny because it kind of looked like he knew what was about to happen too.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, I think we think about Gambit as like, oh, his power is just confined to cards. I'm like, no, it could be anything.
Anything that's not organic, he can.
I said, huh. I'm like, oh, I kind of like this. So this is gonna be very interesting to see. Oh, look at that. So Cyclops and Jean are in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And they include in this character Mother Ascani, and I'm like, who the heck is this?
Mother Ascani is Rachel Gray, Cyclops and Jean's daughter from an alternate reality.
Oh, okay. Look at this. Look at that. Let's see. So it's Rogue, Nightcrawler, Beast, Professor X, and Magneto. They're in ancient Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just realizing, I'm looking at this, I'm like, where the hell is Wolverine?
We don't know Wolverine, Rogue, no Wolverine, Morph, Jubilee, and Sunspot. We don't know where they are.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, wait, I'm like, I don't remember them showing all the people. But I was like, well, you got people way in the future and then way in the past. I'm like, oh, good Lord. But yeah, y'all need to just let us know when season 2 is happening because I was very impressed. I think when we think about things getting like revivals or reboots, I'm kind of glad it wasn't like a whole reboot and it was just maybe a continuation, which I liked. I also am someone who liked the Percy Jackson show as well. And let's see what happens with season 2 because I've heard 3 different things that it may not be one, it could be one, or it's going to be delayed. I also liked the Avatar show.
You watch an interview with a vampire?
I need to watch that because I started watching the first season. I'm like, I kind of loved that Grey Worm was Louis, and I'm like, I love how y'all bring some blackness into Louisiana because hey, hi, there are black people
that is
here.
Grey Worm.
Yeah, I was like, that's the reason why I wanted to watch it. I was like, ooh, I'm like, he makes music, he's an actor, he has a sexy accent. I'm all about this.
That is one of the beyond it being like super poetic and romantic.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of the more one of the better queer represented shows on TV.
Oh, good. Okay, because this is season 2, right? Because don't they bring Claudia for season 2?
Yes, but Claudia, the actress who played Claudia, is not the same one because she left to go do Avatar.
Oh.
So not the Airbender, the Avatar 3.
Yeah,
So
I still have not watched the second Avatar because I'm like, what you're not going to do is try to fool me again with Blue Christopher Columbus.
So I've heard good things about it.
The third one or the second one?
The second one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna watch it.
No, I was like, I'm like, I will take your word for it. It took me like a few years to watch the Snyder cut of Justice League, and I'm like, this thing is 4 hours, and it's better than three different movies. I also rewatched Black Adam, and I'm like, I think we had this conversation. I'm gonna say it again. The Rock is not the issue with this movie.
He's not. And you know how I feel about Dwayne Johnson, and he was not the issue with this
He
movie at all.
is. He was not at all. And I'm like, Aldous Hodge also was not. Oh my god, that man.
No.
Ugh.
Like
They had him, Aldous Hodge, and Pierce Brosnan. I'm like, not 007 giving like a Zaddy vibes. Oh god.
Him and Pedro Pascal had a hell of a year.
A huge year. I'm like, Pierce Brosnan been fine. And he Dr. Fate. I said, yeah, Black Adam, that whole Black Adam, like, please believe ye. When we said, and you know it's bad when Wayne's like, oh no, he definitely is not the issue. Like, oh yeah, there's a lot of issues with Black Adam.
It wasn't him.
It was not The Rock. He actually was one of the better parts of it. I'm kind of glad it was The Rock, but he was kind of funny. Very deadpan, but very funny.
My wife was making fun of me because whenever that kid with the skateboard popped up, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Go away!
Not go away! Go away! Go away!"
I don't care about you or your skateboard. I want to see lightning.
Hello. I was like, "Girl, what is happening here?" And Shazam 2 is probably one of those things where I'm listening, like, yeah, no pun intended. Shazam really was lightning in a bottle. The second one is just like, girl.
How much of that did you watch? I got 15 minutes in and said pass.
I watched. See, that's the thing. I went to the movie theaters to go see it, but we were running late, and so when we came in, it was like right at the beginning with like them at the museum. So I didn't know how far into the movie we were, because I think like they were at the museum, the three ladies. I'm like, you got Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu in this fucking movie, and I am literally about to smack y'all. How dare you waste Helen Mirren? How fucking dare you? You can waste Zachary Levi all day long.
Yeah, waste him. He's a whole ass.
I was just like, I can't do this for it. And I know he did that show about that movie about that football player that I kind of dislike. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, no, Zachary Levi, like now he's doing this, the Purple Crayon movie. I'm like, who? Again, another thing of who the fuck asked for this? Who's like, girl, we need to do a Harold in a Purple Crayon movie.
A what?
A what? It's like, what? Shut up.
Yeah, I'm just glad they decided to leave Big Trouble Little China alone.
Oh, thank God. Because mind you, and like, you ever like rewatch old movies, like, let me like put it on the problematic scale.
Oh, all the time. And that movie it had its moments, but it wasn't like,
it's not as problematic as I thought it would be when I rewatched it. I'm like, it's not that much problem. It's
not that bad.
Kind of lower on the scale. The other one is kind of like Tu Wong Fu.
Love that movie.
Cult classic. And I'm like, let me watch it. I'm like, again, has its problematic parts, because what I am like, this is a random thought. I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. So Chi-Chi almost got, essayed by the group of like hillbilly men in this town. This is a small town. Are you trying to tell me that this is the first time they did it? I feel like it's not. It's like, so are we talking about this or are we not talking about this? Because why were they literally like trying to go like, we're going to do a whole essay scene? But I'm like, it's a small town. Are you?
This definitely seems like something they would have known. Like, oh, like, that's, oh, it's just the boys being the boys.
It was like, I feel like this is not like y'all didn't get together like, oh yeah, essay, grape. I'm like, no. I feel like this is something y'all have done before. You know what? Let me be quiet. I was like, 100%. I shouldn't be looking at this way, but yeah, I am. But yeah, Big Trouble. I'm with you. Do not redo Big Trouble in Little China. Please don't. Leave it there, unless you bring it back. Every single person in that movie.
Oh, please don't.
Please bring.
We don't need Kim Cattrall in it.
And I'm like, man, look. Leave Big Trouble in Little China alone. Also, leave Mannequin alone, because, girl, we're not going to do this while this white lady was in Egypt and they got turned into a mannequin.
What?
Oh, so the movie Mannequin that also starred Kim Cattrall. Apparently, it's from she was in ancient Egypt. Something happened, some kind of smell. She turned into a she was turned into a mannequin, and I'm like, Kim Cattrall is a whole white woman. How the fuck is she in Egypt?
The original gods of Egypt.
And I rewatched that, and I'm like, wait, this is not Greek mythology. This is a different mythology. That's like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, wait, this is not Greek mythology, Stephanie. This is not Greek mythology.
They literally could just have made it Greek. They literally just they could have just made it Greek.
They really, I'm like, this is Egyptian mythology, not Greek mythology. It's two different mythologies. OMG. It was like OMG.
It's one of those things where like something's like really hot at the moment. They're like, well, Egypt's hot right now, so let's say it happened in Egypt. Like,
and I was like, how are these big old white, like y'all made them bigger than normal humans, but hey, hi, who are all these white people? And then y'all just throw Chadwick Boseman in here. I'm like, the fuck is this? What is this? What is this? Leave me alone.
Wait, this is a new mannequin?
No, it's this is from the like 80s or 90s.
You said Chadwick Boseman. I'm like, wait.
No, Gods of Egypt. Sorry. He was in Gods of Egypt.
He is?
Yeah, see that? Blinky, you're missing.
That's one of those movies
you've never met? Yeah, I just watched it maybe like within the last 6 months. I was like, let me see what the deal is with this. And I'm like, oh, that's right. This is the movie Chadwick Boseman was in. Girl, what the hell? What is this? I'm like, this makes no sense. It's like, it's not Clash of the Titans, which I kind of enjoy, but still I'm like,
oh, yeah, I fucked with
why all the, it's like, I love, the second one, I'm like, girl, please leave us alone.
Oh, fuck Liam Neeson altogether too, by the way. We need Kevin Spacey back. No, you don't.
No, we absolutely not. Listen here, mister. I was roaming around the village trying to find a black man to kill because one of my friends said she was raped by a black man. I'm sorry. Do y'all not have journals or shame? Because why would you literally... I'm sorry. Did anybody ask you about this story?
You know, I'll take it a step further. Do you guys not have publicists?
It was like, yeah, I don't think you should have told us about any of this.
And then fucking Sharon Stone's dumbass chimes in.
Oh, God. Okay. See, this is why I'm glad that I don't pay attention to some people.
Yo, I just happen to be on Twitter, and I'm like, see, this is why I don't scroll on Twitter unless it's porn.
And we need more porn. Oh, and you know Twitter is now, Mr. Tesla he was dead ass serious. Twitter is now X.com. It's no longer Twitter.
Well, fun fact.
But we black, so I'm like, okay, whatever y'all say, it's still Twitter to us. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not typing in when I need to like research something, or if I need an image.
I'm still typing Twitter, bitch.
Yeah. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. So that's.
And fun fact for you, Mr. Elonius Muskie. Black people have kept Twitter alive for a very long time.
Okay.
Fuck you, Elonius Muskie.
Hello. It's like, yeah. So.
Oh, that's fucking idiot.
But y'all, we are going to button up this episode. I'm just going to give it to y'all right now. The dittiness of it all this week needs a little bit more work from me. I'm also going to be recapping it with my girl So. But you may get a preamble from me about the dittiness of it all. Because when I tell you, some of y'all playing in my fucking face right now. Y'all are playing in my face right now because when there was no video, y'all were giving this man benefit of the doubt.
Oh, but how do we know? Why did she wait so long to say it? I'm sorry, do you not know how domestic violence and sexual assault works?
They don't. Do you know? Oh, so I rewatched What's Love Got to Do with this weekend. And I think I tweeted this out. I'm like, I have a very bad thought. Super random. If Ike and Tina happened right now, y'all would say that Tina Turner is lying and trying to bring Ike Turner down. That is something I really wish that would not. I'm like, because y'all would look like, even with that scene in the car, they are physically fighting each other. How many decades did he beat this woman's ass? So when people bring up Rihanna, I'm like, yeah, you think the first time they went in the car, that's the first time they got physical? I have a vineyard in California to show you. Because of the key bridge, I no longer say a bridge to sell you. I'm like, yeah, no, let me change it up. I have a park in New York and a vineyard in California.
Yeah, miss me with that dumb shit with the whole like it's
It's a lot, so it's like I need a little bit more time. But I'm like one. I This is overdue for me to talk about X-Men with Old Man Wade, but I just like talking up Wade. Period.
I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound like I'm being funny, and I'm not. Some of y'all have never watched Olivia Benson, and it shows.
Ooh.
Like she's straight up and down. Like a lot of like you can call it what you want. You can call it like just a TV show or whatever. But a lot of great points are made throughout Law and Order Special Victims Unit about how people are affected and what happens to them before, during, and after trying to leave someone who's been assaulting them, victimizing them, abusing them. It's not as simple as a lot of people think it is.
You just leave
Like
ones and they're gone. I'm like, that's not how that works.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, now that you see a video, it's just like, okay. And don't get me wrong, I understand that some people do lie about stuff like this,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not going to act like Sean Combs didn't have a history of doing fuck shit.
Yeah, we're also not going to act like he didn't. Literally, when this all came out at first, when it came, like, I remember me and my mom were talking about this because we saw, like, the notion was like, oh, she filed her suit. Next day, he settled. And we were like, looking at each other like, oh my. I'm like, let me tell you something. I didn't read the complaint. I still never read the suit. I said, whatever the fuck she said he did that shit. He literally settled way too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson, he has a mix of true things or basically like credible allegations and basically non-credible allegations.
Yep.
That man, even if it was credible or non-credible, where the hell was he dancing on top of cars going into court with the Nation of Islam? He ain't just settle all of them. He fought some of them, whether it's credible or not. And did he put out a whole his lawyer said it's untrue. A few days before that video came out, he said people just lying and trying to get a payday. And I'm like, and what did y'all do? That's right, Diddy. You tell him, girl, what? And now y'all see the video like, oh my, y'all are clutching y'all pearls. Now I like Ryan Clark. I really do. I like the pivot. I like y'all platform. I don't like how y'all were literally trying to make that baseball player who could not stick his dick. He sticked his dick on every hole on his wife's body and 3 other women outside of his marriage. And when he came there to talk, y'all acted like he the fucking victim. I'm like, why are y'all talking like he the victim here? He had a whole nother child outside his marriage. Why are y'all acting like he the victim here?
Because he got money and he's a dude, so they're like, oh, who cares?
Right. And then there's a clip going around from the pivot where they said Diddy is a bitch. Now here's the deal. I agree with that statement. Here's the however for me. Sir, also in that clip you talk about Floyd Mayweather. So is Mayweather a bitch too? Because Homeboy has a lot of DV charges. He's gone to jail. Let me know if you think Floyd, because y'all definitely was smiling in this nigga's face. And I'm like, yeah, y'all doing this thing. You got Joe Budden talking. You can be quiet too. Charlamagne, shut the fuck up. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Joe Budden, you don't need to say anything. Any man who's had a problem with domestic violence, you can shut the hell up. Any man who's been defending DVers, male and female, you can shut up too. Why are y'all talking? Do not... this is the same thing I watched in 2020 where you saw white people going, oh my gosh, police brutality is wrong because of George Floyd, because you couldn't negate what the fuck you saw. You have spent a lot of time negating what black people are talking about police brutality until 2020, that summer, and you couldn't negate those 9 minutes that you saw. You couldn't negate it, so you couldn't really face it. Now you got men talking about like, oh my God, I hate this. I'm like, really? Like, you ain't hate it 6 months ago?
You hate it no matter how fucking the people who are going through this shit actually feel.
You getting people who have like been victims or know people who have been victims of domestic violence getting triggered by this video, like, and y'all like, oh my God, this is shocking. It's not shocking to anybody who's been a victim or they know someone. This actually is not shocking. Because a lot of it, like back in October, November, we ain't need no fucking video. As soon as he said it, I'm like, oh, he did that. Yeah, but also we didn't need a video. And now you're like, oh my God, Cassie, we're so sorry. Bitch, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck this, fuck your sorries. Let me not say that, because I do believe that people have the right to be wrong, Because if you're gonna be loud and think you're right, you should be loud and wrong too, and loud and admit that you're wrong. Excuse me, let me say it like that.
Yeah.
I am a big proponent of second chances and doing things and like because I've told people a million times I was like I have done and said some really fuck shit that I wish I could take back and allow some things that I let happen under my watch that I shouldn't have. All I can do now is just do my best to try to be a better
It's
person.
literally just course correct. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the other person that's on my list is Stephen A. Smith. Let me tell your bitch ass something. When the thing about Ray Rice came out and the NFL, who is not the law, they are literally a league for people to play the sports ball. He got suspended for 2 days. Your bitch ass said on First Take with Skip talking about giving a nice little anecdotal story about the women in your family saying don't provoke men to violence. That's the context you gave. Oh, by the way, ESPN suspended your ass. So don't you dare sit in front of your microphone saying, did y'all see the Ray Rice video? It was worse. Was it worse, Steven? Because
He didn't say that. Tell me he didn't say that. Tell me.
Yes, he did. He's like, it was worse. Then he started talking about what was in the Stephen A. Smith. Time out, homie. You set your black ass on ESPN and was literally hinting at maybe Ray Rice's now wife maybe provoked this. That I warn women in my life, don't provoke men to violence. You and Whoopi were assholes doing this. Go ahead.
I'm going to say this. In one hand, Whoopi Goldberg's right. You can't assume that someone's going to keep their hands to themselves because like I get that. How the fuck ever. Sometimes it's okay just to shut the fuck up. Like saying some shit like, "Oh, the Ray Rice video is worse." Who gives a fuck if it was worse?
He said that Diddy video was worse, and I'm like, come on, homie. Do not bring up Ray Rice. Do not bring Ray Rice up. You of all people, no.
Yeah. Sometimes just sit and listen. Sometimes it's okay to not say anything at all. Sometimes it's okay to bring someone in here who has a better idea of what's going on and just listening. Just sit and fucking listen. That's God, I really wish that's a skill that is completely lost in this. I don't want to say in this generation, but just now. Just listening.
I don't know. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Tone deaf.
I'm like, Stephen A., you're the last one. Like, the thing about it is like, Stephen A., I don't expect you to talk about Diddy because Diddy is not an athlete. But you to like make this correlation between you and Ray Rice, I'm like, you mean the same Ray Rice video that had you discussing him warning women don't provoke men to violence?
How about telling the men not to hit their fucking women?
It was like, girl, it's like the thing about it is like some of y'all needed a video. And
what was she wearing when it happened?
Right. So the thing about it, the only person like, because I agree with you when it comes to like the apologies things. I'm like, it's the only person whose apology I'm like, thank you for giving it because yeah, you were an ass, was actually Slim Thug because he spoke to her directly. Cassie, I am sorry.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
It was like, because when it all came out, it's like, he was like, why y'all lying? And then it came out, I think it was on his Instagram, and he said, Cassie, I am so sorry. Yeah, apologize to Cassie, because y'all would, yeah, and Breakfast Club, shut the hell up. Charlamagne, do not give him donkey of the day, when literally, when his suit came out, y'all were bending y'allselves up to see how this is not true, and we need to wait to see what comes out.
And I even understand that, but let's call it like it is. Like, it was the safe bet for the sponsors. Some shit like that happens. Did they talk about his track record? Nope. Did they talk about how this isn't the first accusation? Did they talk about, or did they just say, well, we're just gonna wait? And Charlamagne, who has some nasty behavior that's been accused on him, you know what I mean? So,
he admitted to something on his own podcast.
I don't even.
So this was years ago. Years ago, he admitted on his podcast that he had put drugs and raped his now wife. This man said it out his own face. When people are like, y'all lying on Charlamagne, how we lying? He literally said, him and Bill Cosby have the same problem. Charlamagne just not in jail.
Shouldn't either is Bill Cosby on a fucking technicality.
Like, child. And the thing about it is, they were and Bill Cosby is also a good example of statute of limitations. Everybody knew about Bill Cosby. This was not some huge secret, like, oh my God, it's a bombshell. No, people knew about him.
Yeah.
And the reason why he didn't get caught is because of statute of limitations. Statute of limitations does not affect murder, but everything else, which is why they're like, why is Diddy not in jail? Statute of limitations. That happened in 2016. He's not, and her case was a civil case. The only reason why this came up is because New York changed the law.
Yeah.
If they had kept it, this would have never came out. And LB Shore exclamation point is like, he did something to Kim. And then he went and he also was in a coma. I think he kind of alluded to. Did it have something to do with that too? It's like,
what?
Oh boy. LB Shore get into a coma, but in not so many words, LB Shore is insinuating that, and this is all alleged, y'all. Hello, bubble of protection, alleged. That Diddy had something to do with Kim because Kim was going to come out and talk about him. That's why she's not. Allegedly, that's why she's not here. Because if you think it's just Cassie, oh baby, again, I have 3 vineyards in California to sell you.
Yeah, when you're done, I got some dragon eggs to sell you too.
Okay, because it's like everybody's looking at and yeah, hi, dear, stop asking women to talk about this. Women who know Diddy, please stop asking them to come out and say something. Stop asking for Missy and Naomi. Misa came out and said it, and she didn't really say anything against it. She's like, I'm so sorry. She got to keep going through this. Meaning that Misa know that bitch was never lying. She know he wasn't lying. Why are you asking Naomi Campbell to talk about this? Her birthday was yesterday. Hey, hi. Do you think that men are literally, like, do you think he would beat on a woman in front of other women? His bodyguard, allegedly, yes. But if you think he's going to hit a woman in front of Naomi Campbell or Missy Elliott or Mary J. Blige or Faith Evans or Little Kim, I have a park in New York to sell you. He's not doing that in front of them, which is wild.
He wants to be Wilson Fisk so fucking bad.
Hello, it's like, hello, Kingpin. Because hey, hi, it's wild to even like bring this up with Mary J. Blige. Because hey, hi. Back in the day, folks thought she was lying about KC. She wasn't lying about KC and how he beat her. Allegedly, let me say that. Everybody thought she was kind of like lying. Until he kind of like, no, she's not lying. He's like, I was in all of the drugs. See, he was on the drugs. That has nothing to do with him balling up his fist and beating her ass. Allegedly. Okay. Yep, let me stop. All right. I have to laugh. We're black. We're gallows humor. I have to laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why if you ever hear a black person say, you know what's funny? Sometimes we don't
We're not saying like funny, like we're like cracking up like this is the funniest thing ever. It's like funny, not funny, haha, funny, weird.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Wade, before we get out of here, I appreciate you being here. Please tell everybody how they can find the Old Man Wade Show, how they can read some of your writing. Give them the things.
You can find me on Old Man Wade. You can find me on Old Man Wade.com, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me on those. You can, if you Google Bam Smack Pow Mark, all my articles come up. I also run the Bam Smack Pow Instagram page. It's nothing but comic book stuff.
Woo!
Versus battles. I do your birthday month is this character and this is what you get. The Old Man Wade Show, you can find it almost everywhere. I think the only place you can't get it is Spotify. The Old Man Wade Show podcast. It's strictly comic book stuff now. Running it solo. I've been running it solo for the better part of the last month. So that's been it. And we got to get together because the boys are coming back, right?
Yes, we are. It's June. Put me on the list. I can't wait. I'm like, oh, not my favorite character, Homelander, which is he is Superman if he had the goddamn audacity. You're like, y'all got him for. That's who Superman would be. He would be Homelander if he figured out, you can't beat my ass. Have you lost your mind? I'll kill you.
Only person that could legitimately beat Superman's ass is Wonder Woman, and she's done it. And she's actually done it. But also want to point out that there's a character, her name's Sister Sage. She's in one of the trailers talking to
Mm.
talking to Homelander, and it looks like she's manipulating the shit out of him. I was like, oh, I can't wait.
Oh my
I
gosh, this is
cannot wait.
great. I cannot. Yeah, put me on the list. I can't wait for us to talk about the boys. I'm like, finally, our show is coming back.
Yes, and I
Yes.
and I need you to watch Interview with a Vampire.
Okay. And the good thing is, I had set up the DVR. I just need to like binge all the episodes.
I mean,
I
I just
really
gave you my
do.
login.
No, that's the thing. They're all in my DVR. It's like I have them. I just haven't been watching it. I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like, I know this show is so good. I just have
It
not
really.
been watching it. So, yeah, let me add it to my list. It's a 3 day weekend, so that might be the move.
Oh shit! That all right. This is time and a half weekend, isn't it?
Oh, come on, time and a half. My gosh. But y'all, this is the Mocha Minutes podcast. I will be back to diddy diddy bop bop on some folks and him in general. But thank you guys for listening. I will be back.